Ooh, that looks tasty.
This is Snoops. You will never find me.
Hey, yeah, you'll never find me. Well, all right then. You'll never find me.
Welcome, folks. Today, the Hungry Gamer is back with another game review. And today we are talking about Shady Pets, the card game. Designed by Brian Rausch, with art by Christina Vujicic, and published by Firestorm Labs. Before we get going, thank you to Manic Mark for today's voiceover introduction, and please turn on your Klingon subtitles because if I make a mistake, that is where you'll find the corrections. Now, Shady Pets is a quick, light, simple family game about deduction, with a little bit of take that mixed in as well. Now, if you are not interested in how this game is played and you just want to jump into my final thoughts, you want to jump into the timestamp on the screen right now. For those of us still here, what's going to happen in this game is you're going to go through and randomly from each of these piles, you're going to take one of the cards and put it in the secret folder. And of course, no one's going to know what is in each given spot. Then what's going to happen is you're going to deal out, after you shuffle, a certain number of these cards to each player based on number of players. The more players, the fewer you wind up getting. In the case of a 3-player game, you would deal out 8 to each player. And so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to one player, to another player, 1, 2, 3, to a third player. And then all of the rest you would place out for everyone to see. Then they'll have time to go through, and on their pad, they're going to mark out the ones that are there, and then all the ones that they have in their hand as well, as they're trying to slowly deduce what pet is in each of the folders. And in addition to that, each player will get 4 action cards here, and you'll see they do various things. And what's going to happen on each player's turn is they will draw a card, then they'll have a choice. They are able to play one of these cards, which does something like draw 2 cards, or grab bag, you steal a card out of any player's hand, which, as you know, has a bunch of animals, so that might be giving you a clue as to which one's in there. Or, if you don't want to do that, you can choose to take one of your animals out and place it out on the table for everyone to see to draw a new card. And you go around playing until you think you know one of these specific spots. And when you think you know, you start your turn, you say, I'm going to guess, and you would say, I believe the shady reptile is number 5. And everybody else has a chance. If they have the yellow 5, they can show it. If they do, you would lose that many points. So if you guessed it was the 5, it was not the 5, you would get a -5 and write that down right there. However, if no one is able to show that it's not it, and you flip it over, and if you are correct, then you would gain 5 points. The second one that is guessed is worth 10 points, then 15, and then 20. And it does not matter who guesses each successive one, it's just the first one guessed is worth 5, then 10, then 15, then 20. And you play through until all 4 have been guessed, and you total up your points. And if one player has gotten to 50, the game is over. If not, you reshuffle and you play again. So that's it. That's how this game is played. So what do I like about this game? I personally really like this artwork. I think it's funny. I think it's cute. I'm a big fan of the card art. I'm also obviously a fan of the simplicity of the game. I think this is one you can play with absolutely anybody. And I think a lot of these animals are very cute in the sense that these are backers' pets, is my understanding, with various shades on them. And I think some of them are cuter than others, but I will say that when I played with my wife, she thought all of them were absolutely adorable, and I suspect most people are of that mind, especially I think kids will really enjoy them as well. And I also think that the basic card play and deduction is quite a bit of fun. It has the best elements of clue to it as you're having to go through and kind of figure out, okay, what have I seen? Who have I shown what card to? Because if it comes up and I know that I've shown them Rambo here, and it comes around and I have to show another dog to somebody, well, I'm going to check, say, oh, I've already shown that player Rambo. I'm just going to show them that again so they don't get any new information. So it does have a fun little bit of gamesmanship as you're trying to figure out how to best track what you know and what you have shown, what you've shared. So what are my quibbles about the game? And my biggest one is simply that as you play, you wind up with a huge stack of cards in your hand because you're doing draw twos and draw fours and there's all these things. And as you're playing, it can just feel really unwieldy as you sit here and you have about a third of the deck in your hand. Now there's a benefit to it. It kind of shields your actual pets as someone's trying to maybe steal it from you, but it can feel like you're just overwhelmed with options. And as you play through, a lot of the cards actually become useless because there's no point in stealing a reptile from somebody if you already know what it is. So that can feel a bit of a downer. And the other thing I'll say is I wish that perhaps this page here was a little bigger or something so it was easier to go through and mark things like who you've shown cards to. It would be nice to be able to manage that a little bit better. And then the last thing I'll say is there's also the version that's Shady Pets, the not safe for work version, which on its surface, I'm fine with the idea, but I was disappointed in it because for the most part, it's almost exactly the same as this deck here. There's just a few cards that are a little bit blue, we shall say. My biggest disappointment with it was, though, that it's all the same pets. I was so excited to see new ones, and I didn't. And I also don't know if the not safe for work things are really going to be a good option for this game because really I think this game shines playing with families and young people, and this doesn't really match with that. But that said, if you're looking for a family game that is quick, is simple, it makes you use your brain a little bit and make some deductions, then this could be a good option for you. If you have a family that, if you are playing with kids, it's a great option to play with kids. They can start to learn about some slightly more advanced game mechanics. All the mechanics in this game are things that they're going to run into over and over as you get older and get more advanced games. And I think that is a great option. There's nothing deep about this game. This is not something that you're going to spend hours and hours playing, but it's a good option to kind of fill in or for a quick game on lunch break or something like that. So there you have it, folks. If I made any mistakes, please let me know in the comments with a timestamp, and I'll get that in the Klingon subtitles. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.